Hey new mamas, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about how to boost your lactation, how to increase your milk supply, and we're going to talk about galactagogues. And I hope I said that right. And we're going to talk about all the things that you can do to help boost your milk supply. So if you're joining me for the first time, hey, I'm Danielle Cotis. I'm your new mom coach. I coach expectant new moms and toddler moms how to make the transition into motherhood smooth and effortless. We work a lot on mindset, using the law of attraction, gratitude, and mindfulness to help cultivate calm and peace within during your motherhood journey. And I give you all these wonderful tips and tricks on how to make motherhood a lot easier and a lot more precious and joyful. So you can join me every Monday. It's Pregnancy Monday. We have everything to do with pregnancy. You can also join me on Tuesdays. And it's all about new motherhood and things to make your life a little bit easier. Both of them start at 8:30 in the morning. And also like me on Instagram and like my Facebook fan page, The Unfamiliar Mom. So without further ado, let's get started. So if you are having problems with your milk supply, this is for you. So it could be that your baby's on a hunger strike and you're worried about your milk supply diminishing. It could be that you're a new mom and you just started and you're struggling with breastfeeding right away, and that could be that your milk supply is not up to par. That's what happened to me, and it just never really got any better than that. It also could be that you went back to work and you are unsure of how you're going to continue breastfeeding, that you went back to work and now you're pumping, and so your milk supply is starting to diminish. So all these tips and tricks are just for you. The most important thing, I am, as a new mom coach, I do a lot of natural products, right? I support a lot of natural products. I support the whole natural way that motherhood was for generations, thousands of years. So I'm all about the all-natural route, the homeopathic, the holistic route. However, there are obviously medicinal things that you can do to help, and also you can always resort to formula like I did. So just because you're struggling and we try all these natural things, sometimes those things don't always work out. So I want you to know that that's okay. Breastfeeding can be really difficult. It can be really stressful. And if you don't have the right tools, resources, and support behind you, it can lead you to ceasing breastfeeding. And that's totally okay. But for today, we're going to talk about pro breastfeeding right now. So let's talk about the different ways that you can boost your milk production. You can use tinctures, you can use teas, you can use herbal supplements, you can use different foods, you can use different medicines. You can hire a lactation consultant. There's so many different ways that you can do that. But let's talk about tincture. Tincture is like a homeopathic remedy. Comes in a little jar with a little eyedropper, and you just put it in your mouth or put it in some water and drink it. It is the most potent and the most, fastest absorbent that you can use. Tinctures are the best. So I would suggest, if you're going to get anything, I would use a tincture. But if you don't like that, they taste like crap, you can always use a pill form as well, or a tea. But there is this one that I love, and I heard great reviews about it on podcasts and on the internet. So it's called Mother Love, and though that's the brand, Mother Love, and there is Milk Plus or the Special Blend. The Special Blend has a little bit more of a boost to it, and it has like goat's rue in it, so it makes it a little bit better for you. But either one is fine. They all include fenugreek, blessed thistle, nettle leaf, and fennel seeds. So those are all of the herbs, or most of the herbs, that will help boost that milk production. You can also take them separately, but I find that it's a lot easier with my clients if they just take it all in the same thing, in the same tincture or pill form. It actually comes in both, so that's really helpful. So you can do that. I would recommend that, absolutely. Also, any of the other ones on the shelf. So if you walk into a store and you're like, I don't know what to choose, anything that says lactation boost is probably good for you. There's also teas, you know, like mother's milk that you can get. You can also do the fennel, that will help as a tea. There's all these different like herbs, nettle leaf, they all come in tea form. So if you want to drink those, they're fine. Just a heads up, not all of them taste that great, but you can do that as well. Some of the other herbs that you can use are brewer's yeast. I know my cousin told me that her doctor said go home and drink a beer or 3 beers and your milk supply will come in. I don't recommend doing that. I'm not a doctor, an OBGYN. However, what's inside will help produce some of the milk. So for her milk came in no problem, and it continued to flourish throughout her postpartum period. So that's an option. You also have milk thistle, you have ginger, garlic, and I can't even say this word, alfalfa. So those are different herbs that you can use. Moving on, we also have essential oils. Okay, I'm an essential oil freak. I am a Young Living distributor, so I'm all about essential oil uses. So there are 3 of them that are really helpful. There's much more out there, but these are the top 3. So you definitely want to do the fennel, basil, and lavender. So each of them helps with milk production, and the lavender actually helps you to relax. A lot of people have trouble with their milk supply because they are anxious, like I was, and it wasn't coming out and it wasn't really producing. So the lavender really helps to calm you down and relax. You always want to do 1 drop of an essential oil to a teaspoon of fractured coconut or 10 milliliters of fractured coconut. For the basil, you want to rub it around your breasts. You want to avoid the nipple area at all costs. You just want to rub it around your breasts. For the fennel, you want to put it on the bottom of your ankles. On your ankles. That will help, or behind your ears. And the lavender you can really put on any of the points on your body that you feel like will help you relax a little bit. So behind your ears, on your wrists, or on your feet or your ankles is fine too. With the fennel, you do not want to apply the essential oil for more than 10 days. You want to take a little bit of break, and then you can go back to applying it for longer than 10 days. But you definitely want to do this trick with the essential oils twice a day. That will help boost the milk production. So really what we're trying to do is just, get as much in our system to help boost the milk supply that is, depleting. You can also diffuse it if you feel uncomfortable putting it on your body. That's okay. You can diffuse in the air. It will just work as well. Just got to make sure you have a diffuser. Some other things that you can do to increase your milk supply is, co-sleeping, pumping, exercise, meditation. Those are 4 huge things that you can do to help yourself. The meditation helps you relax, helps you bond, become more conscious. The exercise releases endorphins, which help release some of the hormones that help produce milk. Co-sleeping, it's almost like that your baby needs to eat, so it really helps boost that supply. And pumping, of course, pumping all the time. You want to, if you're not putting the baby to the breasts, on demand or whatever, you want to make sure that you're always pumping after you're feeding, or even when you're giving solid foods. You want to continue that pumping and make sure that you have a really strong breast pump if your milk supply is diminishing. Excuse me for a second. There's also a book that you can do that is just based on foods, like lactogenic foods. It's awesome. It's called Mother's Food. And she gives you all different kinds of recipes. She gives you all the foods to avoid, all the foods to add to your meals. And you can cook with oh my God, I can't even speak here. Cook with the herbs daily to really help boost that milk supply. It's really great that, they have cookie recipe, brownies recipes, anything you can think of. We really want to cook with the oats, the barley, and almonds, and there's so many more. There's so many ways to cook with all of these different lactogenic foods. So Mother's Food, it's awesome. Buy it. It will really help with your breastfeeding food. If you want to you know, do it at the natural route as much as possible. And that's really what you want to try to do, is, you know, do this homeopathic, you know, this holistic way of boosting that milk supply before you decide to go the medicinal route. Now, there are 2 types of drugs that you can take. Again, I shy away from those, but that's your decision. This is something that you should talk to your OB about. The first one is called Reglan, and you know, again, that will help boost your milk supply. The only problem is that it can increase your chances of postpartum depression. You're only using it for, I think, about 2 weeks, so it's a short-term thing. But you know, so if you're already feeling depressed or anxious, you know, this is probably not the best thing for you to do. But that is one of them. The other one is called Peridone, and technically it's illegal in the United States. But you can talk to your doctor about it. Some doctors will prescribe it, and they will send you to a different type of pharmacy to pick it up, that you can actually use longer term. And there's also this website called inhousepharmacy.com, where you can actually order it off the website. It comes from a different country. So you don't necessarily need a doctor's prescription, but I do suggest that you talk to your doctor about this. Don't go do this stuff by yourself. I would try all the natural routes first, all the alternative medicine routes first. I'd try acupuncture, I'd try Reiki before I would resort to medicinal uses, only because you don't know what the risks are. But definitely talk to your OB about that. He or she can give you a better idea of whether or not that is something that you need. So I hope this all was helpful. I also have 2 other resources that you can use. We have this website called motherhood.org, and it's mothers of breastfeeding issues. So it has so much information on the website. It's unbelievable how much they have on there to help you with your supply, hunger strikes, everything under the sun, how to latch, you know, tongue tie issues, whatever you're looking for, you're having trouble with. That's a great resource for you. Also, some of this information has come from a podcast called Mommy's Milk and More. I'm a podcast junkie. I listen to a crap ton of podcasts. I learn a lot from them. I research a lot of stuff. But I found that Mommy's Milk and More has a lot of resources on there that deal with breastfeeding. So if you are currently breastfeeding and you want to breastfeed for a longer period of time, I highly recommend this podcast. It is very, very good and very informative, and the woman is so great on the phone, online. You know, when you listen to her, she's really, really positive, and she's lactation consultant, and she knows a lot about that. So I hope this all was helpful, and please use all of this information. Please share it at least 3 times with you know, some of your mommies, even if you share it in Messenger. Anybody who's having trouble with milk supply, you know, post this on your page. Please share. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please like my Facebook page and my Instagram account, The Unfamiliar Mom. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Unfamiliar Mom. And look forward to all of my online courses that are going to be coming out. And if you are really struggling right now, mama, with motherhood, and you are just not loving it, and everything that could go wrong is going on, please book a call with me. I'm here for you. This is what I do all day, every day. I'm here to support you in your postpartum period. And for those of you who are watching that are pregnant, I'm here for you on your prenatal period time. I'm all about education and knowledge and empowering you with the ability to prepare for the future, to be in the now, and to really become this wonderful conscious parent that is going to be the best version of themselves for their babies, so their babies can have the best life possible. So thank you all so much for being on the line. I love you guys so much. Hey, everybody on the replay, you make these videos great. I love you. Send me a big heart if you are on the replay. And please, if you have any other resources for breastfeeding support or what worked for you, please comment below. I would love for you to share your stories or what worked for you and what didn't in the comments below. Thank you guys so much.